What up, Austin? Sorry about the accident on the other video. This one's gonna be, just going around checking stuff out for a couple of minutes. And there's story. The son of Russian banker growing up in a Hamburg, Kari Polsen was an outcast in his fatherland, Germany. When he fled from his fatherland to his motherland, Russia, he was labeled a traitor. To funnel his frustration, Polzin became fascinated with explosives. When war broke out, he used the military as an outlet and became the Soviet Army's main combat and engineer. After a freak accident which killed 32 comrades, Polzin was officially declared a traitor. Reports state that he was killed by firing squad in 1943. Alberto roasted his first aunt at the age of 3. What developed from this experiment was an unusual fascination not only with inflicting pain, but with anything that went boom, whoop, or whoosh. The fleeting pyromaniac was handed over to the authorities after a failed attempt to burn down his school, and thus his military career began. Given free rein to satisfy his desires, Donovan's career flourished. The eccentric character went Mia in 1943, disabled in an unusual blast that was never accounted for. I'll also read about this. As an elite member of the Black Ocean Society, Satoru Homolka was hand-picked at the age of 6 to join the infamous force with extensive combat training and accident mitigation techniques. His skills bordered on the mystical enemies featured his name. Many believe that he could disappear into thin air after 2 of his brothers were killed during a dispute with Tokyo's leading gang. Homolka became disillusioned with the society and retreated into the Japanese wilderness, where he is thought to have died in solitude. Lee Pétrolier. Francis Gouliet was infamous in pre-war Paris for all pickpocket riot in French high society, focusing not on stealing jewelry or goods, but instead acquiring secrets and sandals gossip. His blackmailing schemes made him the most wanted man in Paris. However, when war broke out, Gouliet's racket was put to a halt. The stealth addict was betrayed by his best friend and was handed over to the aristocrats, beginning for his head, but after a daring stunt, Gouliet escaped. Jaeger Zimmerman was discovered wandering the cemeteries when he was 17 years old. In Italy, considered feral, he was soon identified to be highly acculate and extremely capable with weaponry. Rumors of royalty were rife surrounding the Agnics, but the Palisade character refused to discuss his past enabled the Soviet Army in World War II. Zemin was known for the Winter Ghost, gaining the title of perhaps one of the greatest marksmen in history of warfare. Once the war ended, Zemin vanished as suddenly and randomly as he had appeared. Fabio Billient had it all: a promising job and an engagement to Auraria, the most beautiful woman in Tuscany. When rival died from influencing, Fabio's world crumbled after a chance meeting with a traveling gypsy who dabbled in the outlet, he made a pact with the dark side to bring her back to life. Tricked by the sorcerers, his eyes were plucked from his head, leaving just a flicker of hellfire in his empty sockets. Fabio still roams the hills of Tuscany, searching for his love, but of course, these are just fairy tales. The only son of an affluent duke, General Albert von Scone, had a lavish upbringing which bordered on the ridiculous. Rather than indulging in his privileged life, he mastered everything from chess to sin in an attempt to please his father. Ultimately, he resorted to rising in the military ranks as a final attempt to earn his father's approval, which proved unnecessary. Something had snapped within von